watermelon. If you are giving the watermelon as an input, then the machine learning algorithm will process it and it will predict in which category it is coming under. So in this given example, the watermelon is coming under the category of 3. Category of 3. So in this way, we have to make the system or the machine to learn. So this is called supervised learning. This is called as supervised learning. So in the unsupervised learning, in this figure, it shows the boundary between the blue and the red dots as determined by unsupervised learning. So here, there are different types of dots are there, the blue and red dots. We can see it clearly that the machine would be able to determine the class of each of the block dots with fairly good accuracy. If it is only blue and red, it will be categorized easily. And if there are more than one colors of dots are there, then the system has to check by using its own algorithm. So in this case, we are having a block dots also. So the block dots can be categorized by using our technique. So you can clearly see there are asterisk marks which is showing the dots. So by using this technology, it is unsupervised. Why? Because the system itself can be checked what is the different types of dots are there in the system. So now we are seeing a reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is able to perceive and interpret its environment, take action and learn through trial and error method. So let us have one example. Based on the example, we can clearly understand what is reinforcement learning. Consider a pet dog. We train our pet to bring a ball to us. We throw the ball at a certain distance and ask the dog to fetch it back to us. Every time the dog does this right, we reward the dog. Slowly, the dog learns that doing the job rightly gives him a reward, and then the dog starts doing job right away every time in the future. So this is a simple example. We all know that we are training the dog at the starting. Once when you are throwing the ball, it will fetch and it will giving back to us. In the same way, we are also training the system. We are also training the machine. So once it is doing its job correctly, then we have to reward the system. Reward is nothing but here it is right, it is wrong. Simply we can say it is right or wrong and it will be stored in the system. Exactly this concept is applied in reinforcement type of learning. So this technique was initially developed for machines to play games. We all know that when the particular algorithm is continuously used for playing the games, once the system lost for the particular move, in the future it will not do the same. The same technique can be used for making the games in the system. The machine is given an algorithm to analyze all possible moves at each stage of the game. The machine may select one of the move at random. So when we take the example of chess, online chess, we are playing the chess with the system. The system can be given almost all the moves in the chess. It can be chosen randomly in the list. But once it is failed, in the future, it will not do the same based on the opponent. If the move is right, then the machine is rewarded. Otherwise, it may be penalized. Slowly, the machine will start differentiating between right and wrong moves. And after several iterations, it would learn to solve the game puzzles with better accuracy. So this is what I said. After playing the games continuously, the system will learn by itself. And the accuracy of the system can be increased slowly. The accuracy of winning the game would improve as the machine plays more and more games. The entire process may be depicted in this particular diagram. You can see there is a learner and it will do the action based on the environment. If it is correct, then the learner can be rewarded. Otherwise, it will be given to the input system. Again, this process will be continuous. So this technique of machine learning differs from supervised learning in that you need not to supply any labeled input. Why? Because the system itself is learning its own. The focus is on finding the balance between exploring the new solution versus exploiting the learned solution. So this is what the machine is doing in this reinforcement learning. So now we are seeing the slide, deep learning. The deep learning is a model based on artificial neural network. More specifically, convolutional neural network. There are several architectures used in deep learning, such as deep neural networks, deep belief network, recurrent neural network, and convolutional neural network. In short, we can say this particular learning method is combined with artificial neural networks. So those networks have been successfully applied in solving the problems of computer vision, speech recognition, natural language processing, bioinformatics, drug design, medical image analysis, and games. So most of the applications nowadays, they are using deep learning technique. So there are several other fields in which deep learning is proactively applied. The deep learning requires huge processing power and enormous data. So this is what I said. We are combining the big data analysis here, which is generally easily available nowadays. Nowadays, we can get the data very much easily. So the next slide we are seeing is deep reinforcement learning. The deep reinforcement learning combines the technique of both deep learning and reinforcement learning. The reinforcement learning algorithms are now combined with deep learning to create powerful deep reinforcement learning model. So here we are combining two techniques of machine learning. So this technique has been with a great success in the field of robotics, video games, finance, and healthcare. Many previously unsolvable problems are now solved by using this deep reinforcement learning models. There is a lot of research going on in this area, and this is very actively pursued by the industries. So far, we have got a brief introduction about the various machine learning models. Now let us explore slightly deeper into various algorithms that are available under these models. So what are the algorithms? So here you can see different types of algorithm under the supervised learning. Under the supervised learning, there are several algorithms available. Some of the widely used algorithm only I have just listed here. They are k nearest neighbors, decision trees, naive-Bayes, logistic regression, support vector machine. So these are all the most widely used algorithms under supervised learning. So first, let us check the k nearest neighbors. So in this case of classifying unknown object using this k nearest neighbor, consider the distribution of objects in this image. So this diagram shows three types of objects marked in red, blue, and green colors. When you run this particular algorithm, nothing but this k nearest neighbor algorithm, by using the data set, the boundaries for each type of object will be marked as like this. So in the previous diagram, you can see different types of dots. Say for example, red, blue, and green. By using this particular algorithm, the algorithm itself will define its border. So now consider a new unknown object that you want to classify as red, green, or blue. This is shown in this second diagram. So in this particular slide, you can see two diagrams. In the below one, we are going to introduce a different types of image. In the previous one, we have seen only red, blue, and green. When I am introducing a block color dot into it, then by using this machine learning algorithm, it can be easily identified. So this particular technique can be used in the industries to identify the faulty one. As we see it visually, this unknown data belongs to a class of blue object. Why? Because this particular block color is very much near to the blue one. That's why it is classified into blue objects. Mathematically, this can be concluded by measuring the distance of this unknown point with every other point in the data set. So this particular k nearest neighbor algorithm can be modeled by using mathematics also. When we do this type of analysis, what is the nearest color is available, whether the particular color is almost near to the given color. Based on that, the system will choose and it will find. The average distance to the red and green objects would be definitely more than the average distance to the blue objects. So this is also one of the factor. Not only the color, but also the distance. Therefore, these unknown objects can be classified as belonging to blue class. So this k nearest neighbor algorithm can also be used for regression problems. As we have seen in the first slide, this particular algorithm can be used for regression type of problems. Say for example, to predict the price of the land, the price of the house in the future. For those type of problems, we can use this type of algorithm. So this k nearest neighbor algorithm is available as ready to use in most of the machine learning libraries. As we are seeing the different types of algorithm, we no need to design all this. Almost all the algorithms are available in handy in the machine learning libraries, and almost all the algorithms are free to use. It's all like a freeware. So we can use, we can model, and we can have the solution for our own problems. See, now you are seeing the decision trees. This is also one of the algorithm coming under supervised learning. Decision trees are type of supervised machine learning where the data is continuously split according to a certain parameter. We would write a code to classify your input data based on the flowchart. The flowchart is self-explanatory. You can understand by seeing this flowchart what is the process behind this. So here we are going to check whether the person is fit or not. Whether the person is fit or not. You can see in this the data, the question is asked, what is the age of the person? If the age is less than 30, this is just an example. Okay, there is nothing with a proper analysis or proper data. This is just an example. Say for example, a person is less than of 30 years of age. If it is yes, then he is also eating a lot of pizzas. That is also yes, then the person is unfit. If it is no, then he is fit. He or she is fit. In other case, if the person is age of more than 30, then is he doing exercise in the morning? Yes, then he is fit. Otherwise, he is unfit. So these type of analysis can be done by using machine learning algorithms. So this type of algorithm is called as decision trees. So each question can be having two different answers. Based on the answers, the question will be asked. So likewise, we can analyze the data and we can have our solutions. So decision trees are type of supervised learning, where the data is continuously split according to a certain parameter. So in this case, now we are seeing naive-Bayes algorithm. So the naive-Bayes assumes that the effect of particular feature in the class of independent of other feature based on Bayes theorem. Naive-Bayes is a mathematician actually. Bayes theorem is mathematical equation used in probability and statistics to calculate conditional probability. So without having a basic knowledge of probability and statistics, we cannot have any solution related to machine learning. So in other words, you can use this theorem to calculate the probability of an event based on its association with another event. Naive Bayes is used for creating classifiers. Suppose we want to sort out the fruits of different kinds from fruit basket. We may use features such as a color of the fruit, size of the fruit, shape of the fruit. Say for example, any fruit that is red in color, round in shape, and about 10 centimeter in diameter, it may be considered as an apple. So likewise, we can differentiate the things. So we have to feed the information into the system. The system will decide what it is. So to train the model, we would use these features and test the probability that a given feature matches the desired constraints. The probabilities of different features are then combined to arrive at a probability that a given fruit is an apple. Naive Bayes generally requires a small number of training data to classification. So by having a small amount of data, we can classify a particular thing in the system. See, the next one we are saying is logistic regression. It is used for predicting the categorical dependent variable using the given set of independent variable. So this diagram shows the distribution of data points in XY plane. It's nothing but vertical and horizontal plane. From this diagram, we can visually inspect the separation of red dots from the green dots. We may draw a boundary line to separate out these dots. Now to classify a new data point, we will just need to determine on which side of the line the point lies. See, we want to differentiate things. So in this particular diagram, we can see red color dots as well as green color dots. We want to differentiate these things. For that, when you apply this particular logistic regression machine learning algorithm, it will differentiate by giving the border or line between the objects. So this is one of the important algorithm under supervised learning. So it is used for predicting the categorical dependent variable using a given set of independent variable. So this is one of the case. And now you are saying the support vector machine. In short, we can say SVM algorithm. So this SVM algorithm can be classified by having more amount of different types of data. So look at the following distribution of data. Here, 3 classes of data can be linearly separated. The boundary curves are non-linear. In such case, finding the equation of the curve become a complex job. See, in the previous one, it was separated actually. The red and green dots were separated. Therefore, we can easily plot the boundary between them. But in this case, they are all mixed actually. So we cannot find a regression between these 2 dots. So for this case, we are going to have a support vector machine algorithm. In short, SVM algorithm. So this SVM algorithm is classified and it will give the boundary for each of the objects. So this support vector machine comes handy in determining the separation of boundary in such situations. Just a minute. machine learning scikit-learn algorithm. So as of now, we have seen some of the different types of algorithm. So by seeing all this algorithm, we may be confused how to make all this algorithm, how to edit, how to make the algorithm for our problems, how to make the solution for our problems. So here comes, we are having a scikit-learn algorithm. Fortunately, most of the time you do not have to code the algorithms mentioned in the previous slides. So there are many standard libraries which provides a ready-to-use implementation of these algorithms. So this is one of the important aspects of machine learning. We no need to design our own algorithm. So all the algorithms are available in the machine learning libraries, and also they are all free to use. And we can also modify, we can also edit the algorithm based on our problems to find the solution. So there are toolkits. One such toolkit that is popularly used as scikit-learn. You can also Google it. You can also check the algorithms, the available algorithm. You can also do it. The figure in this particular slide illustrate the kind of algorithm which are available for our use in the library. The use of this algorithm is small, and since these are all well and field tested, so this algorithm, already available algorithm, we no need to test because these algorithms are already field tested, so we can use it for our own problems. You can safely use them in our artificial intelligence applications also. So most of these libraries are free to use, as I said. So we can use for commercial purpose also. We can use this algorithm for commercial purposes also. So as we have seen until the last slide about the supervised learning, now we are going to see the unsupervised learning. So in this diagram itself, you can check the differentiation between the supervised learning and the unsupervised learning. So far what we have seen is making the machine learn to find out the solution of our target. Say for example, in the previous slides, whatever the algorithm we have seen or we have studied, so for those algorithms, we have to feed the data by our own, and we have to watch the system. There is a human intervention. But now we are going to see the unsupervised learning. So in this unsupervised learning, the human intervention is not needed. So in regression, we train the machine to predict the future value. So in classification, we train the machine to classify the unknown object in one of the categories to define us. In short, we have been training the machines or the system so that it can predict the value of y or x. If the data is huge and the data set is also a huge number, we cannot estimate the categories. It would be difficult for us to train the machine using supervised learning. So we cannot use the supervised learning if the data amount is enormous. For that reason, we go for the unsupervised learning. What if the machine can look up and analyze the big data running in several gigabits or terabits of data? The system by itself can do the supervision. It's nothing but unsupervised learning. As an example, consider the voters data. So in our country, it's in crores. So this voters data cannot be monitored by the human. If the system itself is monitored, then the problem will be solved. So by considering some inputs from each voter. So we want to get the information from each voter. Based on the information, we want to classify. So this terminology is called as AI terminology. It's nothing but artificial intelligence terminology. Let the machine predict that there are so many voters who would vote for X political party and so many would vote for Y political party. So based on the system, we can define which party is having more number of votes. Thus in general, We are asking the machine to give a huge set of data points. What can you tell me about X? Or we can coin so many questions like, what can you tell about the X party? Or it may be a question like, what are the 5 best groups we can make out of X? Or it could be even like, what are the 3 features occur together most frequently in X? So this is exactly unsupervised learning is all about. So here we are just feeding the data into the system. We are only feeding the data into the system. The system by itself, it will predict and it will give you the answers for different questions. So this is the beauty of unsupervised learning. So now the machine learning artificial neural network. This is almost on all the application is combined together. The machine learning, also the artificial neural network, in short we can say ANN. Say for example, when you see somewhere ANN algorithm is nothing but artificial neural network algorithm. The idea of artificial neural network was derived from the neural networks in the human brain. The human brain is really complex, we all know that. Carefully studying the brain, the scientists and the engineers came up with an architecture that could fit our digital world of binary computers. So this type of artificial neural network can be fit into our binary computers. One such typical architecture we are seeing in this particular diagram. So there is an input which has many sensors to collect the data from the outside world. So in this input, the system itself is collecting the data. There are no human intervention. So here the system itself, it is collecting the information. So on the right hand side, we have an output layer that gives us the result predicted by the network. The result predicted by the network. In between these two, several layers are hidden. Each additional layer adds further complexity in training the network. But it would be provide a better results in most of the situations. Why it is providing most of the correct answers? Because there are many hidden layers. In each layers, a different types of algorithm can be applied. So here, there are no complexity. We no need to apply only a specified number or specified type of algorithm in this type of machine learning. So based on the application, we can choose the best fit algorithm. The best fit algorithm. So there are several types of architectures designed, which we will discuss one by one. See, this is a complete set of neural network. For our applications or for our problems, if you want to find the solution, from this set, we have to choose one. We cannot make out of it. We want to choose any one of the technology from the given diagram. So in the diagram shows the several artificial neural network architectures. It is developed over a period of time and are in practice today. So these algorithms are already developed. It took a lot of years and a lot of scientists contributed most of the things to make these algorithms, these artificial neural network algorithms. Each architecture is developed for a specific type of application. So based on our application only, we have to choose the algorithm. Just like that, we cannot take or we cannot choose the algorithm and we cannot have our solution. First of all, we have to decide what type of applications we are going to have. For that application, what is the input we are going to give and what is the output we are going to get. So these information will be thoroughly studied and it will be properly managed. So this each architecture for specific type of application. When you use the neural network for your machine learning application, you will have to use either one of the existing architecture. Designing our own architecture is also possible. But it takes a lot of time. We need to do a lot of work to design our own architecture. But most of the applications can be used by using the existing neural network algorithm. The type of application that you finally decide upon depends on the application needs. It is only based on the application needs. Based on that only, we have to choose. So there is no single guidelines that tells you use the specific network architecture. It is based on purely about the applications. Machine learning, deep learning. So this deep learning uses artificial neural network. First, we will look at a few deep learning applications that will give you an idea of its power. Deep learning has shown a lot of success in several areas of machine learning. As we discussed about the deep learning in the supervised learning also, we have seen some of the examples. So when compared to all other problems and solution or the applications, this deep learning is giving the huge success and a lot of problem solving techniques by using this deep learning. Say for example, self-driving cars. Self-driving cars. Without any human, the car itself can be driven. The autonomous of self-driving cars use deep learning techniques. So this particular type of application is using the deep learning techniques only. So this is the most important thing. Some of the foreign countries, they are already using this technology like called self-driving cars. They generally adopt to ever changing traffic situation and get better and better at driving over a period of time. As I said in the starting of this presentation, these machine learning algorithms can be improvised by using continuously. Why? Because the machine itself is learning actually. In each and every situation, the machine is learning and it is storing the data into it. So based on the stored data, in the future, if the same situation occurs, then the machine will react based on the stored information. So if the machine is facing almost all the situation, then based on the situations, the machine will properly react. Therefore, the accuracy of the system will be increased. So this is one of the important factors behind this machine learning, especially in deep learning. The second most important application is speech recognition. Another interesting application is nothing but speech recognition. In this speech recognition, all of us use several mobile apps today that are capable of recognizing our speech. Already we are experiencing this. Some of the Apple mobiles, as of now we have seen in some of the Apple mobiles, we can see by our voice it will open. Nowadays almost all the mobile phones are having. So this technique is called as speech recognition technique. So this technique is designed based on this particular deep learning technology. What are the different applications? Say for example, Apple Siri, Amazon Alexa, Microsoft Cortana, and Google Assistant. So these applications are designed by using these deep learning techniques. And the next important thing is mobile apps, mobile application. We use several web-based and mobile apps for organizing our photos, face detection, face IDs, face tagging. So there are many applications to identify the object and images. So this particular thing you came across in Google Photos. The Google Photos, when you store the photos, it will categorize the photos based on our faces and based on the places. So there are many categories. It will be defined. So this is one of the important application or mobile application. So this application is also developed by using this technique called deep learning. This deep learning is one of the important categories of machine learning. So after looking at the great success of deep learning applications have achieved in many domains. So people started exploring other domains also where machine learning so far applied. So until now, we have seen only the known things. For if you are unable to find any solution for the particular known things, we can apply. But nowadays, people are applying for unknown things also to find the solution. So there are several domains in which deep learning techniques are successfully applied, and there are many other domains which can be exploited in the future. So agriculture is one of the important industry where people can apply deep learning techniques to improve the crop yield. Nowadays, most of the people are interested in agriculture. For this agriculture also, we can apply this particular technique called deep learning to improve our crop yield. And the other important industry is consumer finance. The consumer finance is another area where machine learning can greatly help in providing yearly detection of frauds and analyzing customer ability to pay. So based on the stored data is nothing but our the credit and debit details, the system itself will detect our future ability to pay the bills. And also, if there are some frauds occurs, if it is already stored in the system itself will stop paying the amount for the particular bill. So these are all the important applications. These are all the important application based on this learning, machine learning, deep learning techniques. So these deep learning techniques are also applied to the field of medicine, to create a new drugs and provide a personalized prescription to a patient. So here we can also apply this deep learning technique for the medical field. So in this, based on the patient, the drugs can be designed. Based on the patient data, the drugs can be designed. So this is also one of the important application under this category. The possibilities are endless and no one has to keep watching as a new ideas and develop pop-up frequently. So this is the beauty of this machine learning. So there are enormous opportunity, enormous data are available. So by knowing the problem, we can easily find the solution. Once if we have the solution, that particular solution, if none of them are having, then we can start our own industry. So here comes the machine learning implementation. So as of now, we have seen what is machine learning, what is supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning. Under this supervised learning, what are the different algorithms? Under unsupervised learning, what are the different algorithms in which we have seen some examples under deep learning. As we all know, we have seen or we have heard the deep learning before. Deep learning is not a different one, it's a category of machine learning actually. So by using this deep learning or deep reinforcement learning, we can find so many solutions for the existing problems. But now we are going to see how to implement. So this is the important one. So by reading, by listening, okay, we cannot make any solution. So we have to do the implementation. We have to implement it. Then we have to find the solution by ourselves. To develop this machine learning application, we will have to decide the platform first. So this is the most important thing. The first one is platform. The second one is IDE. What is IDE? IDE is nothing but integrated development environment and the language for the development. What is the language? So we will see one by one. We will see one by one. So what are the platforms? What is IDE and what are the languages to develop? So there are several choices available. Most of this would meet our requirements easily. as all of them provide the implementation of artificial intelligence algorithm we have discussed so far. If we are developing these machine learning algorithms on our own, the following aspects need to be understood carefully. Just a minute. The first one is the language of our choice. We can use different types of languages to design the machine learning algorithm or to have a machine learning application. So this is essentially our proficiency. So we cannot just like that choose any language. So in which language is nothing but a computer language. In which computer language we are having some proficiency. Based on that, we have to choose the machine learning language. It is one of the important factor. So that particular language must be support this machine learning development. This is most important. So the next one is IDE. As I said, IDE means integrated development environment. So which IDE we are going to use? This would depend on your familiarity with the existing IDE on your comfort level. So which IDE already we are using, whether this particular IDE is compatible for machine learning. So this we have to check. Otherwise, the nearest one we can select. Based on that, we can have our IDE. So the next one is development platform. So what is the development platform? There are several platforms available for development and deployment. Most of these are free to use. In some cases, we may have to incur a license fee beyond a certain amount of usage. So most of the development platform are free to use, but if it is exceeding a certain amount of data, then we need to pay some amount. Here is a brief list of development languages. What are they? The languages are Python, R language, MATLAB, Octave, Julia, C++, C. So these are all the languages most widely used to develop this machine learning language platforms. So these are all the languages as you are seeing: Python, R language, MATLAB, Octave, Julia, C++, and C language. So these are all the languages we can use to develop this machine learning platform. And for IDEs, so this particular list is not essentially comprehensive. Each one has its own merits and demerits. See, this IDEs, you are saying RStudio, PyCharm. So what's the difference between the IDE and the language? By using the language in this particular IDE, we are going to develop our algorithm or the application. Say for example, if you are using the R language, then we have to use RStudio, PyCharm, IPython, Julia, Spider, Anaconda, Rodeo, Google, Colab. So these are all some of the IDEs. It is not like we can use any one of this particular IDE or only one IDE. It is not like that. It is based on the application. Each particular IDEs are specified for a particular application or most suitable for a particular application. So based on the application, we have to choose which particular IDE is best suitable for our application. Best suitable for our application. Based on that, we have to choose. And what are the platforms? So the platforms now you are seeing: IBM, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Amazon, MIFlow. So these are all the platforms we can use to develop the applications. See here, already we have seen the languages, IDEs, and platforms. So these are all the most widely used languages, IDEs, and platforms. These are all the most widely used things. Okay, so as of now, we have seen the machine learning. So what is machine learning? Types of machine learning, algorithms under supervised learning, under unsupervised learning, about deep learning, and also the development platform, development language, IDEs. So now we are going to see today's topic headline is nothing but the benefits of machine learning in different types of industries. The impacts of machine learning in different types of industries. The first one now you are saying is manufacturing industry. The first one you are saying is manufacturing industries. 50% of companies right. So 50% of companies that embrace artificial intelligence over the next 5 to 7 years have the potential to double their cash flow, with manufacturing leading all industries due to its heavy reliance on data. So here, when we are going to introduce the machine learning into the industry, the first thing what we are going to see is the data, the availability of data. When more number of data are available, then the accuracy will also increase. It is directly proportional. The accuracy is directly proportionate to the data availability. So this artificial intelligence and machine learning in manufacturing can result in significant increase in efficiencies. So this is one of the important things. The efficiency can be improved. Why? Because the machine itself is learning the fault things. Based on that, it will act in the future and help in creating new business opportunities. So this is one of the important things. When you apply this machine learning into these industries, it will also give you a lot of different ideas, new business opportunities. Today, manufacturers want to know how machine learning can help solve their specific business problems. So this is the most important thing. The manufacturer does not have knowledge, most of the time does not have knowledge on how it is doing, how the machines are working. But as an engineer, we have to have a different types of solution for the particular problem. When we are giving a solution, based on the solutions, the system will act and it will improve the efficiency day by day because the machine itself is learning. Such manufacturing industries are tracing the manufacturing traces and defects. Say, for example, in these manufacturing industries, the most important problem is defective items. So the defective items can be identified the machine itself by using this machine learning and artificial intelligence technology. If there are some deficiency in the items, these will be stored in the system. Once the faulty items are in the list or in the conveyor belt, the system itself will find the particular faulty items and it will be removed automatically by using the machines. So here the human intervention can be avoided and the manpower can be reduced. So this is one of the important application in manufacturing industry. This is one of the important application in manufacturing industry. And also, by using this technology, by using this particular machine learning technology, it is reducing the waste by identifying the faulty components earlier in the process. So before starting any process, all the systems can be given as an input into machine learning algorithm. And after running the algorithm, the machine itself will identify which particular component is faulty. So based on that, we can remove or we can repair those faulty items or faulty components. Then the process can be improved. Then the process can be improved. So this is one of the important application in this particular industry. So now we are seeing the industry called manufacturing industry. So before that, the industry starts with industry 1, industry 2, industry 4. Now we are in industry 4.0. So this industry 5 becomes the machine learning and artificial intelligence industry.
Kalyana Sundaram sir, kindly stop your presentation, sir.
Ma'am, am I audible?
No, sir. One participant. Yes, sir. One participant shared the screen. That's why, sir. You continue, sir. Okay, sir.
My screen is visible, ma'am. Can you see my screen?
Not visible, sir.
No. Not visible?
Not visible, sir. Yes.
Just a minute. Only now or previously it is stopped, ma'am?
Now only stopped, sir.
Now only. Okay, okay.
It's visible now, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
I am extremely sorry for my inconvenience.
Oh, no problem, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir.
Yes. So this is where we are here.
Okay. This one. Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So in this slide, we have seen the machine learning impact on the manufacturing industry. As I said before, the manufacturing industry can be reduce the manpower and reducing the wastages and also increasing the efficiency by applying this artificial intelligence machine learning in this particular industry. Predictive maintenance. So this is another thing. So machine learning enables predictive maintenance by predicting equipment failure before they occur. Scheduling timely maintenance and reducing unnecessary downtime. So this is important thing. So machine learning enables the predictive maintenance. It will schedule by itself. We no need to have any scheduling things in this system. It will schedule by itself and it will not allow the unnecessary downtimes. Say for example, when the machines are running, In between, due to some failure, if it is not working, then there is a downtime and the manufacturing thing will be affected. So by using this technique, the downtime can be avoided. The manufacturers spend far too much time fixing breakdowns instead of allocating resources for plant maintenance. So here, maintaining the industries is a difficult task for the manufacturers. For this reason, they need to spend a lot of time, lot of amount. To avoid this, the machines can be enabled with the artificial intelligence machine learning. So by using these algorithms or already available algorithm, these breakdowns can be fixed by the system itself. And also the system can be allocated its resources based on the planned maintenance. So this planning can be done by the machine itself. There are no human interventions here also. So the machine learning algorithms can predict equipment failure with an accuracy of 92%. It is not even 50% when you are not applying this artificial intelligence machine learning into the manufacturing industry. When you apply these things into the industry, the accuracy can be enormously increased by 92%. And it is allowing the business to plan their maintenance schedule more effectively, improving asset reliability and product quality. Studies shows that by deploying machine learning and predictive analytics, overall equipment efficiency increased from industry 65% to 85%. From 65% to 85%. So in the previous slide, we have seen that defective items can be removed by the machine itself and the accuracy can be increased. But by doing all this, so what is the important thing in the manufacturing industry? The important thing is to improve the efficiency, to give more product when compared to the previous industry available, which is nothing but industry 4.0. So in this industry 5.0, when we apply this particular machine learning techniques, the industry average equipment efficiency can be increased from 65% to 85%. So this is the most important outcome we are getting by applying the machine learning into these industries. As we have seen one by one, what is machine learning, what are the types, everything we want to apply, we want to see as a fruitful output. So here we are getting the average output from 65% to 85%, almost 20% can be increased. By seeing the number, it may be small, but with respect to the manufacturing industry, it's a large amount. So the next thing is quality control in the industry. So the machine learning models are also being used for product inspection and quality control. Machine learning based computer vision algorithms can learn from historical data to distinguish good product from the faulty one, automating the inspection and supervision process. So in this diagram, you can see two different images. The first image, the image is nothing but a tomato. This tomato, there are some faulty thing. We consider this is faulty. So we have to feed this information into the system. When you give this particular image as an input into this particular system, the system is already fed with machine learning algorithm. Then the system will immediately shows that this particular tomato is faulty. This is just an example. We can apply this type of technique in the whole industry. What is industry? Industry will provide some items, some goods. So these goods, already we can feed the good items or the goods into the system. So the system will store all the items with the proper images. When the system finds any faulty, then it will compare the already existing image. Based on that, it will decide and it will say it is faulty. What is the next process? The next process is nothing but we have to remove the particular thing from the conveyor belt. So this also can be done by the system itself. The system can check and it will give the order. Based on the order, the next system will remove the faulty one. So this is where we are using this particular technology in the quality control, and the inspection. So these algorithm only require good samples. That's it. Good samples in the training set, making a library of possible defect unnecessary. On the other hand, an algorithm can be developed that compares sample to the most common type of defects. So machine learning offers significant saving in visual quality control in manufacturing. See here, previously the human have to intervene. The human has to check each and every item manually. It takes a lot of time and wastage of human power. By keeping a single camera, by applying this algorithm can be used in the image processing. Almost we all know that image processing technique can be combined with this machine learning, and we can develop a special algorithm. So this algorithm can be embedded with the systems or the machines. So this is one of the important aspects in the machine learning. It's nothing but the quality control. So the machine learning offers significant saving in visual quality control in the manufacturing. According to Forbes, machine learning based automated quality testing can be increased detection rate by up to 90%. The numbers are good actually. So previously it takes a lot of time, a lot of human wastages, human power wastages. So here, by applying this technique, this can be improved by 90%. This can be improved by 90%. So this is one of the important aspects with respect to this particular technique. So the next slide, what we are saying is logistic and inventory management. The manufacturing industry requires extensive logistics capabilities to run the entire production process. So there are huge amount of logistics is required in the entire production process. Machine learning based solution can automate several logistic related tasks, boosting efficiencies and reducing cost. So logistic, we can see in the diagram, without any system, without any machine learning, manually controlling is highly complicated. So nowadays, the machine can be monitored, and the machine will monitor the process of flowing the goods from one place to other place. From one place to other place. This is one of the important thing. So it is estimated that the average United States business losses around $171,000 each year. $171,000 each year due to manual time-consuming tasks such as logistic and production-related paperwork. So when you are keeping all the things in the paper, and if you are monitoring by using the human power, it takes a lot of time. It will waste a lot of money also. Already they mentioned around $171,000 each year they are losing because of this particular process. So these routine tasks can be automated. Since it is routine, we all know that there is a sender, there is a receiver in between. We have to check what is the mode of transportation. Based on that, the system can be implemented in this technique because it is a routine work, and also the implementation can be bit easier when compared to other machine learning techniques. So these routine tasks can be easily implemented. So the machine learning algorithms can also be used to streamline resource management. Say for example, Google was able to reduce its data cooling bill by 40% by using DeepMind artificial intelligence. So Google already introducing a type of artificial intelligence called DeepMind. You can Google it. By using this particular technique, the Google is reducing around 40% of its bill every year. So next we are saying how we are going to apply this machine learning in the product development in the industry. Product development of the industry. So the product development is one of the most common use cases of machine learning. Product development is one of the most common use cases of machine learning. Both designing a new product or improving existing product requires extensive data analysis to deliver the best result. So the machine learning solution can help in collecting and analyzing a large amount of product data to understand consumer demand, uncover hidden flaws, and identify new business opportunities. So by using this machine learning, so what are the important things we can apply? We can apply to understand what is the actual customer demand. So what are the uncovered flaws which are all already not noticed by the humans? These type of flaws can be identified by using these machine learning algorithms and identify new business opportunities. So when you apply this type of machine learning in particular product development, we can also develop a new products. We can also develop a new product. So this will give you new business opportunities. So this can help improve existing product design as well as develop a better products that can create new revenue streams for the businesses. So by applying this type of machine learning into various industry, it will create a revenue. So this is what we are all working to create a revenue, to improve the efficiency, to reduce the manpower. So when you apply this, it will also generate a revenue for the businesses. The companies can reduce the risk associated with the development of new product. So after spending a lot of amount, at the end, if the product is not working fine, then whatever the amount is already spent will be wasted. But by applying this machine learning techniques, we can see the end product in the beginning itself. Visually we can see, or we can say it is a simulation or emulation. By using those techniques, we can see what is the end product. What is the end product, as they can make more informed decisions with better insights. Because when you apply this machine learning, these machines are already fed with lot of information. It is having almost all the information related with the project or the particular product. Therefore, it will give you a proper information. It will give you a proper information about the product. In between in the process, if there is a small defect or any delay or anything is going wrong, then the system can tell us, so this is where we have to modify, so this is where we have to do the changes. So this is one of the most important thing when you apply the machine learning into the product development, Now the cyber security. So this cyber security is also most important things. We all have some idea about cyber security. So the machine learning solution rely on networks, data, and technology platform, both on-premise and in the cloud, to function effectively. So here, the security, as of now, we have not yet discussed anything related to the security, but security is the most important aspect Why? Because when you are going to apply, or when you are going to have a large amount of data, when you are going to feed into the network stream, there is a huge threat of this security. To avoid this, we have to have a proper arrangements by using this machine learning algorithm. The security of these systems and data is critical, and machine learning can play a significant role by regulating access to valuable digital platforms and information. So here, when we want to process the data, or when we want to access the particular data, then the machine learning can regulate, and it will give you a proper directions to use or to access the data. Therefore, we can avoid the security issues. The machine learning can streamline how individual users access sensitive data. The data, big data analysis is a different topic, but when we say the data can be broadly classified into sensitive data, non-sensitive data. The sensitive data have to maintain, or when you want to send or receive the sensitive data, we have to have a proper security. So in which the applications they use and how they connect to it. So this is most important thing. When the data is flowing into the network, then the threat will be increased. There are many hackers, there are many malfunctions will occur, and because of that, the data may be lost, or the data may go to the wrong hand. To avoid this, we have to have a proper security system by using this machine learning and artificial intelligence technique. So this can help companies to protect their digital assets by detecting anomalies quickly and instantly triggering corrective actions also. So this is also important thing. Only by knowing this is a security threat, this is not enough nowadays. So after knowing this is a security threat, the corrective actions have to be done, the system itself. It should not wait for the instruction or the command from the human. It has to act accordingly, and it has to take the preventive and corrective actions. So this is also can be done by using this machine learning techniques in this. See here in this diagram, you can see the unknown file can be sent through this network, and this network is embedded with machine learning and artificial technique. So this machine learning technique is divide the data into a proper data or malicious data. So based on that, we can utilize, and the receiver can be receive only a proper data, and the malicious data can be avoided by using this particular technique. So the next thing is robotics. So the modern manufacturing is still heavily reliant on a human workforce, but automation in manufacturing is rising as robots are now able to perform many complex tasks, except for few areas which requires very high precision, which only human can do it. So on other fields, in other industries, these robotics can be used. A major part of manufacturing could be taken over by robots. As we have seen already in the car industry, almost all the things have been done by the robots only. In the future, they are flexible to enough to work together with the humans. So nowadays, the humans are just monitoring and controlling the robot. But in the future, we can expect the human together can work with the human. The human can together work with the robots. And they will be able to operate in diverse and dynamic environment with minimal human supervision. The human supervision is needed actually, but the amount of supervision will be limited, and we can also minimize the supervision. Therefore, the robots itself can take its order from the computer, from the algorithm, and it will act accordingly. So robotics provides a great opportunity for advanced machine learning techniques helping manufacturers to develop complex strategies and manufacturing process. So by using the robotics, we can increase the productivity in the industry. So now we came into the conclusion. So as of now, I hope we have seen only the basics of what is machine learning, types of machine learning algorithms, and also some of the important factors which is the impact in the industries. Now I just came to a conclusion. So machine learning is a technique of training machine to perform the activities a human brain can do bit faster and better than an average human being. So when you compare the average human being by using the machine learning, the efficiency can be increased. Today, we have seen that the machines can beat human champions in games. As we have already heard about the chess, the world champion already defeated by the system. This is by using the machine learning. So the games such as chess, AlphaGo, which are already we know that it is complex. But in this also, the machines are now defeating the humans. So this is one of the important thing we are seeing nowadays. We have seen that the machines can be trained to perform human activities in several areas and can aid human in living better lives. Machine learning can be a supervised or unsupervised. If we have a lesser amount of data, then clearly we have to label it, then we have to opt for supervised only. Already we are all clear about it. The amount of data is less, then we have to monitor the system is nothing but supervised learning. Otherwise, if you are going to use a big data, then we have to use the unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning would generally give better performance and results for large data sets. Why it is giving better results? Because the machine itself is learning. It is not needed any human intervention. When the machine is giving a fault result, then it will recorrect it immediately, and this information will be stored in the system. The machine will not do the mistake again. This is the beauty of machine learning. The machine will not do the mistake again. Once it is done, then it will be corrected in the future. So unsupervised learning would generally give better performance when it is large amount of data. If you have a huge data set easily available, then we can use deep learning techniques. So deep learning, deep reinforcement learning are nowadays used for the complex things or complex application. We also have seen reinforcement learning and deep reinforcement learning. So finally, when it comes to the development of machine learning models of our own, we look at the choices of various development languages, IDEs, and platforms. Next thing that we need to do is start learning and practicing each machine learning technique. The subject is vast. It means that there is a width, but if you consider the depth of each topic, it can be learned in few hours. Each topic is independent of each other. So this is the important thing. So no need to learn from the beginning, or if you miss anything, it is not complicated. So based on our application, we can learn the algorithm. Because each topic is independent of each other. You need to take into consideration one topic at a time. Learn it, practice it, and implement the algorithms. So this is the best way to start studying the machine learning, applying in the industries. When you apply in the industry, we have seen what are the different advantages when you apply this machine learning and artificial intelligence into various type of industries. So practicing one topic at a time, very soon you would acquire the width and eventually acquire a machine learning expert. So this is all about today's presentation. Thank you very much for everyone for your patient listening. So these are all the references. So if you have any queries, you can ask now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful speech.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dear participants, if you have any queries, you may clarify now.
Again, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Happy to see you in this platform, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. My pleasure, ma'am.
Thank you for the presentation, sir.
Katyan sir.
Sir,
Sir, very nice presentation, sir.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
One more question, sir.
Yes, sir.
So nowadays, what type of the machine categories are utilized in the industries? So you can be classified into 5 categories.
Yes, sir.
What type of nowadays utilized, sir?
Sir, it is based on the application, sir. Say, for example, if it is car manufacturing industry, they are using the robotics arms. So robotics kind of things they are using, sir. It is based on the application and the industry. They are utilizing the whatever you asked.
So based on the application and the industries.
Yes, sir. Based on the application and industry, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Any other participants? If you have any
Yes,
queries?
sir. Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I ask, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please.
As the previous participant asked, I have a similar doubt, sir. Is there any
Yes, ma'am.
precautions or limitations to be followed in answering these questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
Or
Actually,
is
ma'am.
IDE is the solution for all these questions?
No, ma'am. There are
You
many
told
IDEs.
about
I have.
IDE. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. IDE is nothing but integrated development environment, ma'am. Say, for
Yes, sir.
example, for C, we are using some development environment. We are developing our program and we are executing our programs now. Likewise, there are development environments. Say, for example, Visual Basic, there is a development environment. Likewise, there are environments for each IDEs. I have shown you some R algorithm and some Google is already available. So by using those algorithms, we can develop our own applications, ma'am, actually. But there are no limitations, ma'am. We can use almost all the IDEs are free. So we can utilize all the IDEs.
Because you mentioned, sir, for example, deep learning to be used in self-driving cars like that.
Likewise, say for
Yes, sir.
example, if it is something like image
Yes, sir.
processing, detecting the faulty thing, then we can go for MATLAB. Because MATLAB is perfectly matched with the image processing. Therefore, we can have.
So voice is a break, sir.
Yes, sir. Voice breaking.
Now it's clear, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Now clear, sir.
Yes, ma'am. That's what, ma'am.
Yes, sir. In reinforcement learning, it takes action and learn through trial and error. You mentioned. Is it, sir? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
I think for sir it is not audible, I think. Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now
Yes,
it's
sir.
audible,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
can you ask the question again, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Because the same thing in reinforcement learning, it takes action and learn through trial and error. You mentioned it, sir. Yes, sir. Suppose if it is implemented, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Presentation, my voice was audible. Was it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Your voice is clear, sir. Am I audible to you,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am. During the presentation, my voice was audible. I can hear you.
Yes,
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
During
Yes,
the
sir.
presentation,
Okay.
it was clear. Now
Now it's
some
breaking.
disturbances.
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Please
it's
tell me,
breaking. Slightly breaking. Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me,
About
sir?
deep reinforcement learning, the system is learned,
Yes.
ma'am. We have to reward. When the system is giving a proper result, then we have to say
Okay,
it is
sir.
correct. Then the system will store it is a correct move. Then the next thing is obviously it is wrong. Then if it is wrong, the system will not do the thing again. The future it will not do the same mistake. So likewise, it will store all the information, the right moves and wrong moves. So based on the stored information, it will act, ma'am. It is nothing but deep reinforcement learning.
Okay, sir. It will auto correct it and it will never do the mistake again. That's fine, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes implementation of this learning in the industries may lead to dangerous situation for men and equipment, is it, sir? What
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
solution
That's
for
what,
this, sir?
actually, ma'am, there are two things, ma'am. One is simulation, the other
Yes.
thing is emulation, ma'am. So first we have to do all the simulated things. Then we have to apply this in a controlled environment. We have to apply and we have to test it properly. But almost all the algorithm which are already tested properly and it is 100% efficient, then only it is coming into the market. So therefore, there are no issues related to the security or threat.
Okay, sir. Now
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
clear, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation in spite of your busy schedule. The presentation is nice,
Okay,
as usual. It's very informative and able
Thank
to
you, ma'am.
understand easily, sir. We are proud to listen to your talk. Thank you for your kindness and innovative thought.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my pleasure, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your patient listening. Thank you. See you all again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice
Thank you,
presentation.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Can I leave the meeting, ma'am? Yes, ma'am. I'm leaving the meeting. Thank you.
Vinu,
Yes, ma'am.
conclude the session.
Yes, ma'am. Dear participants, the feedback and assessment link is posted in the chat box. It will be closed at 8 p.m. today. Kindly join at 9:45 a.m. in the same link for Friday morning session. Thank you.
So, dear participants, tomorrow we'll not be having the session. So, we'll again meet on 27th. Thank you.